Season 7 is finally out and we're getting a ton of new content. I'm super excited for Olympus and Horizon, I'm sure you are too. Today, I will bring you 7 tricks that will help you dominate in Season 7. Before we jump in, most of you aren't subscribed, so if you end up enjoying this video, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Each round of Apex Legends faces us with all sorts of diverse challenges. Overcoming them comes down to having a large assortment of skills and tricks. The more of those you master, the better you will do. Here are 7 tricks that every top player has in their arsenal. Use cover and head glitching. This is the bread and butter of all shooters. It might seem obvious that you have to use cover, but most players in Apex barely take advantage of it. The game is extremely fast-paced. Most of us get carried away chasing after a kill or looking for a better angle to shoot from. Fighting from cover is the simplest thing you can do to improve your odds in any fight. You have to head glitch whenever possible. This means that you use your cover so you only expose your head, making it much harder for your enemies to hit you. But how will I shoot if only my head is out? Simple. In most modern shooters, the bullets don't come out of your gun, they come out of your face. In Apex, it's more like they come out of your neck. It's obviously much harder to hit just the head compared to a whole body. Use high ground. High ground is the best kind of cover. It gives you the best overview of the area you're fighting in. More importantly, it makes you a hard target to hit and makes all players in the low ground much easier to hit. Let's explore it in a bit of detail. When you have the high ground, you're naturally head glitching all of your opponents in the low ground. Compared to regular cover, you can move forward and back in addition to left and right. This makes you harder to predict and harder to get shot. Depending on how high your high ground is, you'll get an easy shot to the top part of your enemy's hitboxes. This will make headshots much easier. A good high ground in one of the later stages of the game can practically guarantee you the win. Master the recoil pattern. If you are a newer player, you might not know this. Every gun in Apex Legends has a specific recoil pattern. This means that the recoil of most guns is mostly predictable. Most of the recoil in Apex Legends follows a vertical pattern. You can find out the recoil pattern of each gun by simply shooting a full magazine a couple of times in a close-by wall without moving your mouse or controller. I will also include a very useful link about it in the description. Spending 5 to 10 minutes a day in the practice range on your favorite weapon will make you a lot more deadly surprisingly fast. When some guns prove to be a bit too dominant, Respawn likes to balance things out by inputting some horizontal left to right recoil as well. It is both hard to predict and hard to control. Shoot in bursts. All the good weapons in Apex Legends have an extreme firing speed and a small magazine. It's normal if you're used to full clipping whoever you want to shoot and going for a reload or switching weapons between magazines. This works out reasonably well up to a certain range. The secret to hitting extremely long shots is bursting. Have you ever been lasered down by someone wielding an R99 or a Volt from a distance that just doesn't make sense? I guarantee they were burst firing. Usually, the easiest part of a recoil pattern to control is the beginning. By bursting, you only have to master about half of the recoil pattern, and it is by far the easiest part. There are 2 more advantages to bursting. You conserve ammo, and it is much easier to change mags before running out of ammo. Why would you do that? By changing mags before you run out, you cancel a part of your reload animation and reload significantly faster compared to an empty magazine. It's not an accident that Respawn is moving the Prowler to the care package. It's got the burst fire built right in. HIPFIRE more often. Aiming down sight before shooting is one of the first reflexes we learn once we start playing FPS games. There are many situations where aiming down sight is the wrong thing to do. Aiming down sight makes far off targets easier to hit, but a lot of the time it's a mistake to aim down sight in a close quarters encounter. Each class of weapon affects your strafing speed differently when you aim down sight. Pistols don't affect your speed at all. SMGs and shotguns only bring it down by about 10%. This is why you see most predators focus on using weapons in these classes. A lot of the time, you'll be in a close quarter fight wielding an assault rifle, LMG, or even a triple take. In order to give yourself the best chance of winning, don't go aiming down sight. Your movement speed will stay high and you'll survive longer. This will give you more opportunities to hit your shots. The Wingman, the 301, the Devotion, and the triple take are all surprisingly accurate when fired from the hip. Use your abilities. Every legend has a unique set of abilities that makes them stand out. However, many players seem to forget about them once the bullets start flying. I can't count the times I've seen teammates go into a fight and die without utilizing their tactical or their ultimate. It even happens to me on occasion. Most abilities on most legends can bring a significant source of advantage to every fight. It's obvious that the traps of Caustic and Watson do damage and can block doors to funnel traffic in an area, but even the ultimates of Lifeline and Loba can give you some makeshift cover to push you to the win. Always try to think of new and creative ways to use all of your abilities. The other day I had to prompt a Bloodhound several times to scan after activating Beast of the Hunt. They scanned a total of 0 times for the length of the ultimate and we barely survived that fight with 2 other teams. Don't be that guy. Improve your mindset. Your mind makes all of the difference. Even if you're extremely talented and skilled, you'll fail if you don't master your mindset. Your mindset when you play determines how much of your ability as a player you will be able to access. There is a lot of RNG in Apex Legends. It's a part of every battle royale game out there. It's even more if you play solo queue. Don't let that affect you. In order to win more games and have more fun, you have to maintain a positive mindset. Be kind and forgiving to yourself and others. Enjoy the grind and stay in the present moment as much as possible. Don't stew on losses and be sure to take a fast break or stop playing if you're raging or tired. This is known to pro gamers as tilt and it's best to avoid it. Did you find any of these tricks useful? What tricks do you use to win more games? Please share with me in the comments. I read each and every one. Thanks for watching.